The galactic exile. The vast expanse of space seemed emptier than usual as the Lumina fleet drifted through the cosmic void. Their ships, once gleaming beacons of hope, now bore the scars of a long and desperate journey. Captain Ilara stood at the helm of the lead vessel, her luminescent skin dimmed with exhaustion and worry. "Status report," she called out, her voice a soft chime in the hushed bridge. Her second-in-command, Zephyr, floated over, his translucent form rippling with concern. "Captain, our energy reserves are critically low. We've diverted power from all non-essential systems, but we can't go on like this much longer." Ilara closed her eyes, feeling the weight of her people's fate pressing down upon her. The Lumina, a race of energy beings, had once been revered across the galaxy for their wisdom and their ability to manipulate light and energy. But that same power had become their downfall. "Play the rejection message again," Ilara commanded, her voice barely above a whisper. A holographic display flickered to life, showing the stern face of High Counselor Drek of the Galactic Confederation. His words, now etched into every Lumina's memory, rang out once more. "The Galactic Confederation hereby denies the petition for asylum from the Lumina race. Your inability to contribute to our collective defense and your potential to disrupt our energy grids make you a liability rather than an asset. You are hereby banished to the outer reaches of the galaxy. Any attempt to enter Confederation space will be met with lethal force." The message ended, leaving a heavy silence in its wake. Ilara's form flickered with a mixture of anger and despair. They had traveled so far, hoping to find sanctuary among the stars, only to be turned away by those they once considered allies. "Captain," Zephyr spoke up, his voice tentative. "There's something else. Our long-range scanners have picked up a signal. It's faint, but it's like nothing we've ever encountered before." Ilara's attention snapped to the sensor readouts. Origin. A small blue planet in a system just beyond the edge of Confederation space. It's primitive by our standards, but the signal suggests a civilization on the cusp of interstellar communication. Hope, fragile but persistent, began to bloom in Ilara's core. Set a course. Maximum speed. As the Lumina fleet changed direction, a new energy seemed to ripple through the ships. They were headed into unknown territory. But after months of rejection and despair, even uncertainty felt like a lifeline. The journey to the blue planet took weeks, each day pushing their ships and their bodies to the limit. But as they entered the solar system, a sense of awe overtook the weary travelers. The third planet from the sun was a vibrant sphere of blue and green, unlike anything in their experience. "It's beautiful," Zephyr murmured, voicing the thoughts of everyone on the bridge. Ilara nodded, her form brightening slightly. "Scan for population centers and energy signatures. We need to make contact, but we can't risk causing panic." As they approached Earth's orbit, the Lumina detected a flurry of activity. Radio signals bounced between the planet and its primitive satellites, carrying messages of excitement and fear. "They've spotted us," Zephyr reported. "Their media is in chaos. Governments are scrambling. What should we do, Captain?" Ilara considered their options. A direct approach could be disastrous, but they were too desperate to hide. "Send out a broadcast on all frequencies. Use their most widely spoken languages. We'll appeal directly to the people of Earth." With a gesture, Ilara composed herself and began the transmission. "People of Earth, we come to you in peace and in desperate need. We are the Lumina, travelers from distant stars. Our homeworld is gone, and we have been rejected by the galactic community. We seek refuge, a place to call home. We offer our knowledge and our unique abilities in exchange for sanctuary. Please, hear our plea." As the message beamed down to the planet below, Ilara and her people waited with bated breath. The response would determine not just their fate, but the course of human history. On Earth, in the halls of power and in homes around the world, humans gathered around screens and radios. The sight of the ethereal Lumina ships hanging in the sky had already changed everything they thought they knew about the universe. Now, faced with this plea for help, humanity stood at a crossroads. In the White House Situation Room, President Lydia Chen looked around at her advisors, her expression grave. "Ladies and gentlemen, the choice before us will shape the future of our species. Do we extend a hand in friendship to these refugees from the stars, or do we turn them away out of fear?" In the days that followed, both species worked tirelessly to mend the rifts. Lumina volunteers helped rebuild areas damaged in the riots. Human leaders, inspired by President Chen and Dr. Rossi, launched education initiatives to help their people understand and adapt to the changing world. Jack Hawkins and his most ardent followers were arrested for inciting violence, but many of his supporters, seeing the genuine efforts at reconciliation, began to come around. Months passed, and slowly but surely, a new equilibrium began to emerge. The Lumina, once seen as strange and threatening, became a familiar part of life on Earth. Children in schools learned about both human and Lumina history. In parks and public spaces, it wasn't uncommon to see humans and Lumina enjoying each other's company. But just as Earth was finding its balance, a new challenge emerged from the stars. In a secret meeting room deep beneath the Pentagon, President Chen, General Stone, Dr. Rossi, and Captain Ilara gathered around a holographic display showing a section of space just beyond Mars' orbit. "We detected it 2 days ago," General Stone explained, his voice tense. "A ship, unlike anything we've ever seen. It's just sitting there, watching." Ilara's form flickered with recognition and fear. "It's a Confederation scout ship. They've found us." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The Galactic Confederation, which had rejected the Lumina and likely wouldn't look kindly on Earth's acceptance of them, was now at their doorstep. President Chen straightened, her voice firm. "We knew this day might come. The question is, what do we do now?" As the leaders of Earth and the Lumina refugees pondered their next move, the scout ship hung in space, a silent harbinger of the challenges to come. The true test of the human-Lumina alliance was about to begin, and the fate of both species hung in the balance. In New Washington, oblivious to the looming threat, humans and Lumina continued their daily lives. A child laughed as she chased a Lumina friend through a park, their forms leaving trails of light in the evening air. In a nearby lab, a team of human and Lumina scientists put the finishing touches on a device that promised to revolutionize space travel. These scenes of harmony and progress, hard-won and precious, were what Earth's leaders now fought to protect. As night fell and stars twinkled in the sky, humanity stood unknowingly on the brink of a cosmic confrontation that would determine their place in the galaxy. The galactic threat. The Confederation scout ship hung in space like a sword of Damocles, its presence a constant reminder of the precarious position Earth now found itself in. In the weeks following its arrival, a tense silence had fallen over the planet. Those in the know worked feverishly to prepare for what might come, while the general population carried on, blissfully unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding above their heads. In a secure facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, a war room had been established. Here, the best minds from both humanity and the Lumina worked around the clock, trying to bridge the vast technological gap between Earth and the Galactic Confederation. Dr. Amelia Rossi stood before a holographic display, her eyes red-rimmed from lack of sleep. Next to her, Lyra pulsed with a dim, worried light. They were reviewing the latest simulations of Earth's defenses against potential Confederation weapons. "It's not enough," Amelia muttered, running a hand through her disheveled hair. "Even with Lumina shielding technology, we can't hope to withstand a full-scale assault." Lyra's form rippled in agreement. "The Confederation's military might is beyond anything we've seen. But perhaps we're approaching this the wrong way." Before Amelia could ask what she meant, the room's attention was drawn to a new arrival. Captain Ilara floated in, accompanied by General Stone and a haggard-looking President Chen. "We've received a transmission," President Chen announced, her voice tight with tension. "The Confederation fleet will arrive in 3 days. They're demanding we hand over the Lumina and submit to their authority, or face consequences." The room erupted in a cacophony of voices, human and Lumina alike expressing outrage, fear, and defiance. General Stone slammed his fist on the table, silencing the crowd. "We've known this was coming," he growled. "Now it's time to show these galactic bullies what humanity is made of." Dr. Rossi, What's the status of Project Aegis? Amelia swallowed hard. It's progressing, sir. The integration of Lumina energy manipulation with our satellite network is promising, but we're still far from having a planetary shield that could withstand a Confederation attack.